Hey dolls, so happy to be here, so happy to have you here. I am Kisa, your favorite tarot reader. Let's go ahead and get started with the Mercury Retrograde energy. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, share my channel information. Let's go ahead and get into it. Also, if you like a personal reading, they're definitely available to you. So go ahead and just click the link in the bio for that kind of booking. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So what we're doing for today's Mercury Retrograde reading is we're going to focus on the energy of the modalities. So we're starting with the cardinal signs. Of course, that's our Aries, our Cancers, our Libras, because these are the leaders, the go-getters, the initiators. And I want everybody to, tap into as a collective, because we are all we got, and community is important, into what's happening for all of us. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what's going on for your sign. So as I stated, we're going to go ahead and start with the card. Also, I appreciate y'all. I am trying to stay consistent with my content. So, I'm not editing. I'm not doing all this other thing. I'll get to that, but I'm trying to build the muscle. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking around as I build the muscle. And because it's hard, I'm irritated, but yeah, we making it work. So I'm going to ask a question. The questions we're going to focus on is our love, our money, and any red flags or any warnings, right, that this Mercury retrograde is going to bring about, right? So let's go ahead and get into that. And for the cardinal signs, I'm pulling this card of synergy. It is important that you make sure that the things that you are working with you, okay? This is also speaking about collaboration, kind of being in the right place at the right time. And this is also your angel number. So if you're a person that likes to gamble, this is definitely a card. This is a number you should play. But just trying to make everything synergize in your life right now. And also, because Mercury is in retrograde and things are kind of off balance, pay attention to when things aren't aligning, because that is also a sign that you are not where you need to be. And where you need to be, you'll be welcomed, all right? You know what I mean by that. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's start with love first, right? Can I flip my card? Jesus. This is how you know Mercury retrograde, because, baby, what is this? I'll start with love first, okay? Look, they synergized. Community. Wow, I was just speaking about that. So this lets me know that if you're single, that you will meet somebody if you outside. And I like that idea for you, because I think this is coming up for a season that you might have been in and not like really focusing on, being out, like hanging out. So this is a good energy to say that, hey, if you are, single, going out to mingle would definitely be good for you, especially for my Aries, my Cancers, my Libras, and my Capricorns. Y'all been really focused on the bag, focused on starting something new, not just because you guys are cardinals and that's their energy, but you are having, I feel like you guys are having like a deep inner reflection about what it is that you want to do for yourself, right? And the thing about it is, during the retrograde, this is a really good time for you to revisit your motives. So say, for instance, you haven't seen for a while and, you forgot why you wanted a partner. You forgot how fun it was to date. This is a good opportunity to get into that. Also, I'm picking up on the energy that there's somebody that might like hook you up, like you might get hooked up through somebody, right? So just network, okay? Because you know what they say, your network is your net worth, all right? So that's a good indicator for that. And just to clarify this card, 9 of Blades. Right now, you're really worried about how you're perceived by other people. You're really also worried about things not working out in the way you want with love. That's okay, right? The past is the past. At the end of this week, we start a new year, right? With the spring equinox. So I think one thing, like I was picking up on that hesitation, really has to do with the fact that like you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel seen, but you have to let that go and be open to what's coming next, okay? All right, it gets greater later. All right, so that is our love. Let's go ahead into our finances. Oh my God, like, really? This is what we're gonna do? Ooh, manifest. See, Cardinals, see, y'all the ones that be starting stuff. And you know what? You also end it, okay? Because all this stuff that you've been worried about getting, it really comes down to you believing that you believing and being open to receive. Love the manifest card for you when it comes to money. This is speaking about doing your candle magic. If you need candle magic done, definitely a service that I offer. But this is really speaking to you about really thinking about where you want to go, where you want to be, and creating space for that energy to come into your life. This is a card of abundance. And I mean, honestly, whenever manifest comes up, it's like, you want it, you got it, right? But so it's really about, do you want it? Okay. I love this card for you. Also kind of, I like with the manifestation card because really it's about literally like kind of revisiting. So when you manifest, a lot of times, you know, this is so crazy because we're going into the new year and a lot of people make their vision boards then. With that being said, you got to kind of sit down and figure out where you going to go next, right? You don't just jump up, move around. Like, you got to sit down and think about that. So sit down and think about where you want to go, and you'll be surprised with what comes up. Eight of Blades here is speaking to the fact that this is a lot of negative self-talk. A lot of you aren't getting where you want to go because you're kind of telling yourself that you can't, or you kept telling yourself that you ain't. You're telling yourself, you're telling yourself, you're telling yourself. But you need to stop telling yourself all these negative things. They're not true. You made it up. It's all in your head. Now, they do derive from true trauma that you've had in the past. But right now, we're trying to go forward. We're trying to open up some new doors. And you feel really stuck. You feel really stagnant. And again, Cardinals, you guys are about forward movement, change. So if you want something new, you got to do something different. Are you ready to do something different? Really, the ball is in your court. And we're going to end it up with your warning, divine timing. So one thing about the retrograde is you want to be mindful of when you do things and how you do things. Mercury deals with communication. It deals with conversations. It deals with transportation, all of those things. So don't force anything. Your warning is to let things come as they should. I feel like because you want so much change and you're so stressed, especially indicated by these cards here, you keep kind of like pushing to get a certain result, a certain outcome, and that's not really what you need to do in this season. That's what your warning is about. This is a good time to revisit. This is a good time to look into what's available, but also your ships are going to come in as they need. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get what you need. Your Six of Cups is speaking about that, and you'll be able to be in a space of like not just having what you need, but also being able to share those gifts, give things to other folks. But just be mindful. Also, with this Six of Cups coming up here for a warning, this is speaking about overextending yourself. This card, the Six of Cups, Six of Coins, I'm sorry, it's a card of charity. So it's nothing wrong with giving, but don't give too much, right? Make sure you give a little bit of something to yourself, okay? Be mindful of that, all right? Good luck to my cardinal signs. And again, those are my Aries, my Cancers, my Libras, my Capricorns. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. We're going to go into our fixed signs. Ooh, fixed signs be stressing me out, don't they? I love an Aquarius for sure. Taurus is just okay. I could do without them. Leo, you know how I feel about my Leos. I love my Leos. They stress me out. Don't let them burn me out more than a Aries, though. So that's the whole thing. I'm in Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio moon. So take that as you will. And the moon is in Scorpio right now. So this is their love, money, and warnings, okay? I'm going to switch up the deck. Because I want to switch up the energy. I'm probably going to just rotate between the two just to make it make a little more sense. Okay. This is my new Adventure Tarot deck. I'm obsessed with it. It is beautiful, but this is where I will be pulling my clarifiers from. Okay. Also, I want to do a professional shuffling class, especially now that I'm like in Vegas a lot more, because I shuffle horribly, but my My predictions be right, so I don't know. That's all that, and I don't do that fake shuffling and the cards is flying. I hate that. That's like, oh my God, please. If I go somewhere and you doing a fake shuffling, girl, get out, okay? I hate you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this energy. For my fixed signs, again, this is our Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquariuses. So if you know anything about the fixed energy, it's all about being stabilized. They like consistency. They are pretty grounded. So let's see what is going on for them here with these numbers. Leveling up. Love that for you. You are pretty comfortable with where you are, but this is not where you're meant to be forever. This retrograde is going to have you doing a reevaluation of how much you limit the sky. So I really look forward to seeing you guys come back and tell me where you have, what doors have opened up for you because of the retrograde. One thing, they always say don't start nothing new during retrogrades, but if you put something off, definitely good time to come back to it. And this is what this card is speaking about, right? It's coming back to things. Now let's go ahead and go into your, oh my God, y'all see this, right? Let's go into your love. Great crumble. This is signifying a breakup. But you know what? This breakup was necessary. You've been holding on to somebody that ain't no good for you for a long time. Yep. And I feel like a celebration will come after this, or I feel like maybe you got to another position with maybe like your relationship transition and you feel bad about telling them like, man, I'm really not happy, or you know, whatever it has to do in that space, or you're not, I really think this has to do with yourself and what you're seeing, especially with level up coming up first. Who are you? And what do you want? Do you want to pretend? Do you want to save face? Or do you really want to act and be happy? That's all I'm gonna say. We talk more if you want to talk more later, okay? But that's what great crumble is signifying. And now we're gonna go ahead into the next card. Money. Ooh, shadow work. I actually love this for you because this is all where this level up energy is coming from. There's some things that you've been denying in yourself and it's impacting your money. And that makes sense because, you know, when we talk about Tauruses and them folks, they like their comfort, right? Even Aquariuses, they like their comfort. But, you know, a lot of y'all don't always fake the funk, but you will fake the funk or go along with something for community. But we're not talking about community right now. We're talking about you. What do you need? What do you want, right? That's what this card is speaking about. And yep, with the Nine of Cups, that's also kind of signifying like it's time for you to take a deeper dive into your emotions, confront how you're feeling, why you're feeling, and what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and why you're feeling those things, and accept that it's okay, right? It's okay if you're not happy. It's okay if you don't feel fulfilled, but you will once you confront what's going on. Retrogrades are all about revisiting, right? And that is literally what the spirit is telling you to revisit. And then warnings, follow the spark. Okay. Y'all are some stubborn folks, and this especially goes out to my Leo. Just because you get an inclination does not mean you need to jump up and act. Follow the spark and the momentum, but don't run off with that. Yep, especially with the Two of Pentacles. There's going to be two opportunities that come your way, but make sure you can be grounded and balanced in those. Your warning is really just speaking to the fact that like there is something brewing in you and you do need to be mindful of that. Don't deny it. Don't hide. Go ahead and look at your options, look at your opportunities. And there's two that are coming up for you, but also I'm picking up on maybe there's two opportunities that already been presented to you, but they're not good enough for you. So just, it's okay to take neither. Shit, you don't have to take, if you don't want to do either one, you ain't got to do either one. So yeah, but I mean, I like this energy for you because this is telling you to get out of your own way. There's some negative beliefs that you're clinging on to that no longer serve you. You need to have some flexibility in your life, especially you see this lady doing a yoga pose. And this is talk about flexibility with your stability. And you guys are all about being stable, right? Because you're fixed. You're like a fixed, right? So this is speaking about having balance in that. And also, let's look at the unfinished business, right? You are denying a lot of things that are going on with you internally, and that's not good. Like, not at all. And you don't owe it to nobody but yourself to live your best life. So you need to think about that a little bit more. All right. So, you know, retrogrades, they're not about punishment. You know, it's kind of like just a little pit stop, right? During retrogrades, it's really important to kind of like go back, review, release, and then reevaluate, right? Review is one thing. Like, review is a scam to me, but reevaluate is actually doing a deeper dive to see, okay, what makes sense for me? And, you know, I think all of the signs need to hear that message because, you know, this is a time for you to reimagine, especially right before we get into the new year. I mean, the new year starts on the 21st, and I just really love the energy of us kind of like getting the opportunity to like do a deep dive, do a scan of where we are, right? So let's go ahead. Ooh. We're going to end it up with my mutables. Now, I'm a mutable. I'm a double mutable. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I love that little lady, and I love me and my husband always be doing that thing. Anyway, but yeah, I'm a double mutable. Like, can you believe that? So crazy. We are adaptable. We flow. We go with the flow. We shift. We adjust. But sometimes that means we be all over the place, okay? And I'm speaking about my Geminis, my Virgos, my Sagittarius, my Pisces. I have literally all of those signs in my chart except for Virgo. But if you know me well, you know I love a Virgo, right? Like, give me a Virgo over anything because they are just as crazy as me, but they're more organized. We could take over the world. I don't know why God didn't let me fall in love with no Virgo. Probably because they be stressful. But that's another conversation for a different day. All right. So let's go ahead and go over the energies. I'm going to do a little different for us. Ooh, new beginnings. Yes, period. Love this. Okay, first of all, Mercury being in retrograde, this impacts all of us, okay? Anytime, because we're ruled by Mercury. So anytime this is going on, something going on with us. And what's so crazy is just, you know, this reading is not about me, right? I'm just going to talk about me. I was just looking at chronologically. During this time every year, I start something new. I have moved. The pandemic happened during this time. You know, like, and I'm not talking about like little move from a house. Like, I've moved states and started new lives. I've just done so many things during this time frame. And I love this because I do feel like I am embarking on a new beginning, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. So for all of my mutables, this is time for us to pop out and show a motherfucker. It is time for us to be refreshed, reborn, renewed, okay? Like, I'm a Pisces. Pisces season is ending, and I feel so good about going into Aries, starting out fresh, bumping my head, figuring out as I go, because we are in a new beginning. This is giving the full energy. Love that. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the energy. So body work. Whew. You don't feel good. You might not be feeling really good. As far as love is going, you're not feeling really good about yourself. And that is impacting, it's overtaking how you show up, so much so that you're not showing up. You're really stressed about things. I want to tell you that you're beautiful as you are. You are beautiful in your body. You are beautiful as you are presented. But if you don't feel that way, what I'm saying don't matter. And I hold space for you, and I respect that. I highly suggest if there's something that you want to improve on, tweak it. But I do not suggest doing that during the Mercury retrograde. If anything, for instance, you think about getting a BBL, okay, or a nose job, right? Go start researching right now. You're gonna be turned off from that because a lot of the stuff that you're thinking about the way you look is in your head. I do suggest maybe getting a massage, doing some deep self-care treatments, like going to the gym. I do suggest those things because I feel like as you're taking care of yourself, you'll be out and people will compliment you or say something to you and you'll be like, oh, you know, and you'll be feeling like shit. And they're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so funny. And then you're like, wow, right? So that's coming up. Because retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, Mercury is like a I don't want to say a trickster energy. It doesn't line with their Orisha Eshu for me. And it's very much like you think you getting one thing, but then you getting what you need. And that's really what I'm picking up on, okay? But this is speaking more about loving yourself, right? Because other people already do. Would you bust up and get this money? Okay, sorry. Yes! Boss up, fuck you mean? Listen. Mutables. I told y'all. This was on top. We get some new money, boy. What? Money, 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 money. But you gotta step in. You gotta step up and step in. Okay, because this is speaking about bossing up and you doing what you gotta do. You know? You doing what you have to do, right? A lot of this is emotions, because I pulled 2 cards. I'm sorry. I'm sorry doing a little extra for y'all. This is about you facing your emotions, a lot of limiting beliefs and negative self-talk, which is literally what I just got read. This is so crazy. So you got to go deep so you can boss up. And also 2 of Cups. Confront the emotional baggage that has you feeling like you don't deserve, right? Because you do. And once you get over that, the opportunities will present themselves. Okay, let me leave that alone. I want to pull 2 more cards. These are going to work out exactly the way they need to. Socialize, socialize, socialize. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. See, I gave y'all too many. Okay, but we about to get some money. As long as we get out our own way. Because you know what it is. You about to launch the project. And you're like, is it this? Is it this? Is it that? Oh, maybe I need to. Nope. Do it today. Do it today. If you're watching this today and there's something you need to do it today. Oh, my God. Okay, listen. I know I'm good at this tarot shit, but I am also got to give myself pat on my back because I'm great. What is this talking about? Warnings, comparison. You trying to focus on what other folks is doing and you ain't focusing on what you're doing. That's your warning. Stop lining yourself up with somebody else got and focus on what you got and who you are and what you're doing. That's your warning because that's what's getting in your way. Also, here's the thing. You keep feeling like you don't know enough, but you know more than you give yourself credit for. You know a lot more than you give yourself credit for. That's your warning. Stop playing yourself small. You know, you got to think big. Stop thinking small. Think big, bitch. That's what this is giving. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, and then just for the collective, let's see what's going on. For everybody that's tapped in to these cards, to this energy. Reshape. Wow, reshape the world. It's time that you start seeing things as they are for how you show up in the world. How you show up in a space, and also reframing and refocusing on what matters to you and your world and your community. We are all interconnected, but I feel like there's a lot of different stress coming from a lot of different things that you're not even holding on to. Maybe you have the guilt of not caring, but I really want you to focus on making your grass very, very nice and green so that you can reach out and support other folks in different capacities. Guys, this was a beautiful Mercury Retrograde overview. And I want to thank everybody for coming here, popping in, stopping to see, you know, what's going on. I also want to just speak to the fact that Mercury retrogrades are about rerouting you toward what's true. Slow it down, read, don't assume, but most importantly, protect your peace. I am available for private readings, candle magic, whatever you may need. Not everything, but you know. Link is in a bio, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.